Good morning, everybody. Later today, I'll talk about my 18-year-old son, Hayden. And I know it's going to hurt me, so just bear with me tonight. But here I am, at fresh time east today. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I have filled out the paperwork to become my own business officially yet last night. And I can only go forward from here. I'm going to give a shout out to Big Boys Moving and AJ. He didn't believe in me like he says he did. He really thought I was high on meth coming into the job. He said, alright, let me explain that day. The one day that really set me forward on my venture, own my own business. And realized he's full of shit in everything he says, except for he's sober. He is sober, yeah. But he's a piece of shit and he just makes himself look bad. But anyways, so I live on the south side of Bloomington. I had to walk to the northwest of Bloomington to go to work. It was about a 45-minute walk. It's about almost a 3-mile hike, right? I'm 330 pounds, mind you. So as I'm walking there, I'm always jamming out, always rocking out every morning. Lincoln Park, Shinedown, Disturbed, it's just kind of thing. I get there, I was supposed to be there at 9 a.m. I get there at 8:20. Didn't realize that they were already there. So I popped the door open. I said, "Morning, boss. How you doing?" He goes, "I'm fine, how are you?" I was like, "Mind if I smoke a cigarette?" Didn't realize you guys were here yet. "Yeah, go ahead." So I go and smoke a cigarette. The neighbor across the street's real good friends with AJ. And he brings him coffee and shit. And so I start talking to him. I realize I know him. I used to smoke weed with him back in the day, blah, 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 blah. And we know everybody in town. Then I find out one of my friend's mother died. And I just couldn't imagine how hard that would be to watch my mom die at night in her bed. You know, but so it was probably about 8:32, mind you. I walk back inside. I said, "All right, what do I start doing?" He said, "Start taping the trim down." All right. He said, "Let me give you a piece of advice, Roger. When you get here and you want to exceed life, don't ask your boss to take a smoke break if you're late." I'm like, "Huh?" Well, I didn't even think about it until then. About 8:36, my girlfriend, so I can get home on time because it was Sunday and the buses wouldn't be running by the time we were off. And mind you, it was Sunday too, by the way, where I didn't have to work, but I chose to help him. So about 9:36, she calls me and she's like, "Hey, I'll come pick you up, get the truck, take you home, or take me home in the truck, and then you can come back. That way you don't have to walk home in the rain or whatever it may be, and that way you can be home on time for me to go to work for Twilight." All right, bet. So I asked AJ right away. He didn't even mind it. He didn't care. He just kept throwing his hands out. Had his headphones on. So I didn't realize. And so about 9:41, she had made it there. And I got home. I went inside to grab a cup of coffee because I was thirsty. And so I was back to the truck about 9:51. And I can show you exact location times on Google Maps at this day. I make it back at 9:04 a.m. I'm frantic thinking that the 4 minutes he's going to be pissed. Well, then I start working right away. I just taped all the trim there, went to the next apartment, started taping there, took all the doors off the trim, taped the doors down, blah, blah, blah. I started working on my own because I really don't know. From there, I don't use the guns. I didn't use the guns at all. He never told me what I was supposed to be doing. And I messed up on a little bit of caulking job, didn't it? Set off the day. I didn't know how to caulk, man. I cut way too big, blah, 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 blah. Well, come to find out, it's only like $3 and some change for that caulk. And it's real easy to fucking get off. And they're not even using the right equipment on the caulking, and he didn't have a chance to fix my mistake. All right, whatever. So the whole day I taped and used the drywall shit and filled up holes. And so I prepared the next 2 apartments where all they had to do was paint. Set up their little paint booth inside and paint. And so I didn't know he was mad at me the whole day, thinking that he was giving me the opportunity of a lifetime, saying, "You never believe this, guys. This guy come in sweating to death, jittery, shaking, blah, blah, blah. Well, I sweat to death because I'm 330 pounds and I had to walk 3-mile hike to work. When, come to find out, AJ drove right by me on the way there. Anyways, so I sweating because of how heavy I am. I shaky because I'm always nervous around him. He always makes me edgy like I'm in prison, to be honest with you. And because the way he talks to people, talks down to them like he's better than everybody else pretty much. But he doesn't make that apparent, but he does. And and in his video, TikTok video, he goes, he wants to ask his wife to come bring the truck to him and blah, 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 blah. And he just wasn't understanding. Posted this on live media that a guy was on drugs, sweating, jittery, blah, 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 acting like I was still on meth. Does that look like I'm on meth? Does that fucking pregnant Billy look like I'm on meth? No. And then, so, I didn't see these videos till 10 at night. And then, so, in the second video, he said, y'all never gonna believe this. The same guy that showed up late, which mind you, I was 40 minutes early, did this, and this on a caulking job, and it cost us time, and it was blah, blah, blah. So I was like, first of all, it wouldn't cost him any time, except for to fix your mistake. That's all I would have said to say. By the time I had messed up with that caulking, and an hour and a half later, I had watched several YouTube videos. I even went to go get a caulking gun, cut it right, had it specially trimmed. And here's this. They don't use soap and water to finish the caulking there either. They don't do anything right, apparently. But so, I owned up to the mistake. I paid for the caulking. I literally put $4 in his fucking jacket pocket. And I think I went from a beginner level to expert level in a matter of 2 hours because I felt so bad about it, right? After that day, I realized all he is someone that uses state funds and the resources he has by saying, we're going to have jumbo wood I'm going to sell for $5 and 0.333% it's going to go back to the county. It goes back in his pocket to hire felons and shit like that, which is great. But you hire the wrong felons. You're hiring the wrong ones that don't fucking want to work or change their life. You're hiring the ones that just give you a tax break. And you don't give any of them the confidence that they need. You don't give any of them a chance in the world except for a couple that you know were on certain drugs so they can't live in life without it. Like Suboxone or Xanax or something that is controlled substances like methadone. These guys need to work or they'll lose their treatment. And he expects them to do all this shit for minimum wage pretty much. And he said he was paying me almost $30 an hour. He paid me $15 an hour. He lies out his fucking ass, dude. And he thinks he's so much better than everybody else, but he takes advantage of what he can. I mean, I gotta give him props. And then so that night, I was so mad that I couldn't see you. Because here's the thing, AJ. When you were homeless, 1 month sober, I was a manager at U-Haul 17th Street, University Movers, and U-Haul. You didn't have enough money to cover your bill for your move job or the truck you used, so I cut you a break. I cut the miles off your vehicle. I gave you Federation prices, which was $50 for the truck, mind you, which was a 3-day rental, over 2,000 miles on the truck. And I gave it to him for $50 because I felt bad for him. He gave me this speech about how he's starting his shit. He was in drug court. I believed in the man. All right, man, I'll give you a deal. If you keep coming to me and then use me with my workers for your extra, that you need extra for your move jobs, I'll keep giving you Federation prices. Bet. For about 1.5 years this happened. I convinced him to buy his own 10 by 10 box truck. Bet. He painted it, put his decal on it. I said, man, park that shit on the south side. Right in the parking lot at night with your logo on it. And better yet, put that truck on Facebook. Put that truck on social media. And go to drug court and show DCOF you got everything ready. Everything's legit. Everything's insured. Bam. DCOF, I'm official. I'm making money. There we go. That man started his career because people like me believed in him. But he says, now don't get me wrong, I'm not against it. He prays God every day for what he has. Shouldn't he be thanking the people that believed in him in the fucking first place? Well, if God wanted any part in what we do every day, I think he does, but here's my thought on God. God gave us free will for a reason. He made us in his image because he wants us to be better than what we are every day, right? So why the hell would he want to feel your struggle or pain and hear you bitching and moaning, saying all this stuff when he knows for a fact it doesn't matter in the end? You will be great one day. You're a life beyond this body. Maybe you should look at the things you do in life and stop blaming everybody else for your shit and start blaming the fact that you're lazy or you don't care about life or, you know, it's your fault, not God's fault, okay? Long story short, guys, I feel obligated to say this. Don't take life for granted or the people that believe in you in any work it is, whether it's picking gum off a fucking bleacher or any one particular thing. I've been going through a lot of mental instability lately. It's hard coming down off meth as much as I did. It's January 14th was my day. The last day I did a shot. And I'm more unstable in my mind now than I was when I was on drugs. Because I went from 35 years, or well, let's just say from 18 to 35, doing heavy drugs every day of my life to the max, to the fullest, to nothing. And the only reason why I don't do drugs, I'm going to say the only reason why I don't smoke pot right now is because it's illegal in Indiana. And I wouldn't, I believe that the body is created with chemical imbalances. And so what if I smoke a little Mary Jane and literally to go to sleep or to cope with the fact that my mind races so fast with my adult ADHD that I can't concentrate on one thing at a time? It's nerve-wracking having ADHD. It really is. Guys, I cry to sleep at night a lot because I can't stop thinking about everything, anything. And I've learned to just cope with it by shutting up and not telling anybody about it. But anyway, so long story short, love yourself more than anything, but don't lie to yourself and make everybody think you're bigger than what you are. I'm still a piece of shit. I'm still Roger fucking Chandler. I've been to the lowest of lows, and I mean low, and I've never been at the high. But damn it, here I come. Phoenix Projects is official this Friday. LLC. Alright guys, talk to you later. Bye.